Do you know how indulgent a Japanese alcoholic's day can be? Keiko woke up at 9:30 a.m., having slept in due to drinking until the early hours of the morning. She grabbed a bottle of beer and some leftover food from the fridge. Keiko is currently 30 years old and working in Tokyo. Her biggest hobby is traveling and drinking alcohol. According to her, she once drank 30 bottles of alcohol in a day without getting drunk. Keiko spends all of her salary on alcohol, food, and rent, living paycheck to paycheck. Despite being single and 30 years old, she doesn't bother looking for a boyfriend because she believes that men would get in the way of her drinking. Even after finishing her meal, Keiko remains hungry and decides to make some noodles. She doesn't seem like an alcoholic at all if you were to meet her in person. After breakfast, Keiko takes the train and heads out. Today is her day off and she plans to go for a hike. When she arrives at her destination, it's already noon, and she decides to stop at an izakaya for lunch. After sitting down, she couldn't wait to order a beer. She chugged half of it and felt completely satisfied. Then the first dish arrives. Fresh oysters that were cleaned and marinated before being served. Keiko savors every bite of the oysters and feels extremely content after finishing them. For her, drinking alcohol while enjoying delicious food is one of life's greatest joys. More food arrives, such as juicy Japanese fried chicken and a warm bowl of comforting miso soup. Keiko usually drinks a lot of alcohol before eating, as she believes it helps boost her appetite. She quickly finishes her beer and orders another one, as drinking alcohol is as easy for her as drinking water. She can drink 7 or 8 bottles without feeling anything. After satisfying her hunger, Keiko plans on going for a hike to aid with digestion. She even packs a few extra bottles of alcohol from the convenience store, just in case she gets thirsty while hiking. It was a beautiful day, and Keiko arrived at the foot of the mountain after a 10-minute walk. Climbing a few flights of stairs, Keiko grew tired and rested on the steps, taking a swig from a beer to quench her thirst before continuing on her hike. She eventually arrived at a small town on the mountain, where the streets were immaculately clean despite the lack of garbage bins. Keiko perched at the top of a slope, taking in the entire town's view, admiring the low-lying houses that were a common feature due to the frequent earthquakes in Japan. She cracked open another beer and savored it as she admired the view. After finishing 2 bottles, Keiko decided to head down the mountain as it was getting dark, and the streetlights had turned on. Once she got home, Keiko freshened up, changed her clothes, and bought a bento box for dinner. She had burned a ton of calories climbing the mountain earlier, so she planned to indulge tonight. The bento box had spring rolls, noodles, sushi, and of course beer. Keiko was famished and quickly devoured a portion of spring rolls and a side dish. Then she moved on to slurping down noodles with beer. Although Keiko had already finished a bottle of beer, she took out another bottle of sugar-free beer to try its taste. While she enjoyed the taste, she felt it lacked a bit of beer flavor. After finishing the noodles and sushi, Keiko had already finished 2 bottles of beer, but she didn't feel anything. She then had a popsicle for dessert. This is the life of a Japanese alcoholic. What are your thoughts on it?